Hey, what's going on, guys? Boosted Whips here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the wireless charger by HiRev Sports. I already have it here mounted already because I wanted to see what it entails to get this installation going and make it much easier for you guys. So I already have it mounted. So what I'm going to do, it's a little bit different on this video. I'm going to do the reverse process so you guys can see what I had to do in order to install this and how to access the 12 volt on the back panel. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove this panel right here. I did it easy by removing it by going into this corner right here, and it comes off just like that. Same thing on the other side. You can grab it from one of the corners, pull it out, or you can use some type of pry tool and do it that way, but they come off easy. Don't apply way too much pressure because there's some clips, as you guys can see. You don't want to break any of those, but it does come off fairly easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Alright guys, the next part you want to do is go ahead and remove this piece right here. You are gonna need a pry tool. I bought a pry tool set from Amazon. It wasn't too much, not too expensive. So what you want to do is you want to get on from the bottom here, kind of push towards you, and then this comes off. Be careful when you get to this part. You don't want to pull too much. You have the connector for your start button there, push start button, and that's how that gets removed. I'm going to move to the next step now. Alright, then you want to go ahead and remove this panel, which sits right above the glove box, and the AC right below it. So the easiest way to do is to open your glove compartment here, and you're going to grab from here. Until that panel is out. Same thing, comes off real easily. We just grab it from the bottom. Be careful not to break the pins, and that panel is off. Once you have that, then we got to go ahead and remove the panel up here for the AC. I'm gonna go ahead and show you at a different angle. Alright, so for an easier process, you want to go ahead and remove this panel right here. Same thing, use a pry tool. This comes off. This step is optional. The only reason I did it is because once you remove this panel here, this AC duct is gonna come off, and then you're gonna have to go ahead and remove this to kind of position this back in and secure this once you put back this panel. So I'm just doing that optional step there, so that way you guys know what you need to do just in case this gets stuck and you're not able to put that back on. So you need to remove this panel so that way it's easier, and then we'll go ahead and remove this panel out of here. Alright guys, so you can start on either side. You can start here from the center, kind of push up, and it will just start coming off on each side. Until the whole panel is off. You're gonna have two connections here on the back in the center. One is for the hazard, the other one's for the AC power. And then you're gonna have another connection here, which I don't know what it leads to, but there's also a tube. So you want to go ahead and remove that on the back. I'm gonna try to shoot it the best I can with the camera so you guys can see what you got to do. But you'll remove that so that way this panel is out of your way, and then we can access the center console. Alright guys, it's very hard to get the camera on a good angle, but on this side right here is where this top connector is. It's for the hazards. I'll try to flip this up here so you guys can see. And then you have this bottom connector, which is for the AC. This one right here. There's like a push pin on each one. You just gotta press on it to release each plug. Same thing on this one. There's a release plug on the top. A pin. So you push on it, comes off. Same thing for this white one right here. The push button is at the bottom, so you're gonna have to use your two hands to kind of push with one hand and pull with the other on this one right here. And then this plastic tube goes on, push this over here, goes on this area right here, and the white connector goes on here. So once you remove that, this whole panel is out of your way, and it's much easier to facilitate to the next process. Alright guys, I went ahead and I turned on the car for one specific reason. We're gonna have to move the shift knob. This center console comes off really easy. All you have to do is put your hand on here on the side handles and just kind of wiggle it off, and it starts to come off and it will snap off. You don't need to remove the 4 screws as you've probably seen on other people's videos, on YouTubers or other installations. You don't need to remove those 4 screws. Just put your hand over here and this comes off. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into drive. Make sure you have your emergency brake on just in case you don't have your pedal. And then under here we're gonna go ahead, there's some clips. I'm gonna try to get a good shot from the bottom to release the boot and kind of take the whole boot out of here from the top panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you which pins to kind of push on so you can release that. Alright guys, so the ones you're gonna go ahead and push is these right here. You're gonna push it one, and there's another one down here, and this one that you saw here, you're just gonna go ahead and push and the whole boot is released. So I'm gonna show you top view now what you gotta do to go ahead and remove that panel out of there. Alright guys, since I'm limited on space, I couldn't catch it on camera, but it's very easy. What you're gonna do is you're gonna maneuver the boot through the hole of the center panel of this until eventually it comes out, and you're just gonna move it to the side. You see these cables, you don't have to disconnect it. If you want to work more comfortably, you can go ahead and disconnect this and this whole panel comes off. I just put it to the side on the passenger seat to continue working. I'm gonna show you the next step. Alright, so the next step is that you want to go ahead and remove these 2 screws here, and there's 2 on the opposite side, which is located right here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. It's a Phillips. Remove one at the bottom. The other 2. Alright guys, so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and remove this mat. This is originally on here. What you can do is use a pry tool to lift this up, and then it comes off. So this is going to come off out of here, and then we're going to go ahead and install the wireless charger, which comes this way with this connection here. So this is the back end. You want to route this cable in here into one of the holes that are in there, and you're gonna route it to the back. So I'm gonna try to get a better angle so you guys can see. Alright, so I routed it to the corner left hole, as you guys can see where the cable is leading to. That's where you're gonna put it. You're gonna go ahead and lift the top area, and you're gonna pull on that cable so you can go ahead and secure it on the back, and then you're gonna mount the wireless charger where the mat was, so which I'll show you right now. Alright, I already went ahead and I secured it. You're gonna go ahead and do about 4 clicks. That's where it has 4 secure clips on here, so it's on each corner. So you're gonna press here onto this is fully secured. As you can see, it's already snapped on here. Cable is routed to the back, and I'm gonna show you the final step. Alright, so this is the connection you're gonna go ahead and remove off of here. So this is on here. The push clip is here at the bottom, if you see. So it's a little uncomfortable, but if you put your finger on the bottom and you press hard enough and use your other hand to push out, you'll go ahead and disconnect this. Once this is connected, you're gonna go ahead and use the pigtail that's supplied, which is a male and a female. So you want to go ahead and connect these 2 together. Like so. And then you're going to connect the female side to the male side from the converter that they supplied. Like so. And then you have this connection here. This is the one that's going to go to the wireless charger that you routed towards the back, and then your installation is complete. So here's the connection. This is from the wireless charger, and this is the other end. This only goes one way. When you connect it, you secure it, and the wireless charger should come on. So all you have to do is go ahead and put all these cables back on. reverse the whole process and start putting all the panels back on, and we're gonna go ahead and test the wireless charger now. Alright guys, there you have it. Everything is back to normal. As you guys can see, there's a red LED there. That means there is power. I'm gonna go ahead and put on there a wireless charging device. This is a Samsung S20 Plus. So you see the LED turn to green. This phone is fully charged, so it's gonna show that it's fully charged on there, but just so that you guys can see, and that's how it stays. So while it's charging is green, and when there's no device on there, it's red. So if you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and drop them below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So I'll put the link in the description as always. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Boost the whips. I'm out. Have a very pleasant day and stay safe.